Sports presents
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. We are back in the building. Jay, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm up at Adam this morning, man. It's early. I ain't even got my pants on.
Yeah, well, neither do I. It's just one of those things, man. You know.
It's a pantsless type of morning. You know.
That's right.
You know what's amazing, man, with this COVID-19 right now? I wonder how many people out here are just going to work with their slippers on and their skivvies.
Right. Just bedroom shoes, a party up. No. Yeah, it would be a party below and business up top. It's like a professional mullet.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming, but okay.
Yeah. I learned that from Patrick Manley of the Bears. You know, he loves El Caminos, and he said an El Camino is like a business in the front and party in the back.
That's random. I never knew he liked El Caminos.
Did you know he has a Y?
He has a Y?
Well,
MCA? What do you have a
village person?
I'm about to say, does he have like construction workers there and Indian chiefs and people like that? Or is that just what he just hangs out like that? What?
That's funny because there was not a football. No, there wasn't was there an athlete in the village people? No, I don't think so.
No, you had. Now, here's the sad thing about this. Now, I'm about to go back to about. Well, let me look at all the members of the village people. There was there was a construction worker.
Yep.
There was a police officer.
Yep.
There was a Indian chief.
Yes.
And what was the fourth guy?
There was a medic, or wasn't there a fireman?
Oh, it could have been a fireman. It could have been a fireman because I think you might have been thinking about the medical side. You might have been thinking about the guy on Prince, because he used to dress up in medical stuff.
Right, Dr. Z. Well, You know what? I tell you what, we have to be politically correct. We have to say an indigenous person's chief.
I think they call themselves Indians, don't they?
The indigenous people?
Don't the indigenous people call themselves Indians, like the Indian tribe and all that? I don't think they call themselves indigenous people.
I don't think they call themselves indigenous. I don't know what they would. I don't know.
We're just giving them names. Talking about now, you must call yourself an indigenous person. I'm sorry, we've been Indians all this time. I call myself an Indian. I mean, they do.
Wow, bro, that's crazy. That's so love, bro.
Yeah, that is. It's crazy because now we've got to, since you're talking about it, we've got to talk about Kansas City and the Chiefs.
Nice segue. That was nice. That was pretty good. Early in the morning. You're up and cracking early in the morning.
Hey, baby, got to keep it ready. Got to keep it sizzly. So we had a Monday night twofer. We had the twofer. We had a doubleheader on Monday Night Football, which was really Monday afternoon football and Monday Night Football. And one team really thought it was probably Monday morning practice because it was not good for one team. And for one team, it was business as usual.
You know what's really weird about these different games being played now? It's going to be 11 o'clock games starting pretty soon in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like you had 2-a-days, and we got the 11 o'clock, blue on white scrimmage game. Basically, that's what it's looking like right now. Because they're going to be just playing games, whatever. You're going to look up, you're going to have like 5 games stacked on top of each other on a Wednesday.
Yeah. But did you like this Monday night doubleheader? Is that better for you than a Thursday night evening game? Did that work better?
Well, it does work because nobody's at work. So I think that game started at 4 o'clock or something crazy like that. So I just actually had got home from work. So I was like going, oh, okay, I got a little football on. So I watched a little football, that was better than what I would normally watch during that time of day.
Okay.
And, watch a little, but the thing about it was you're so busy in that early afternoon when you get home, you're like, you can't really just go home and just sit up, veg out on the couch and watch a football game. You don't have time to do it. You got stuff you got to be done around the house. So you got to cook dinner. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you sit down and get ready to go, it's the fourth quarter. You know.
Okay. So I'm hearing you're not a really big fan of the early Monday afternoon, Monday evening start.
No, it's too early. I mean, you can do what you want to do. I mean, you got to get these games in, but it's too early. How are you going to watch? How are you going to sit down and watch pro football at 4:00 in the afternoon? Unless it's on a Sunday. You just don't have time. You're going to be listening to it on the way home. You know, you're going to be DVRing it. Do we still DVR?
Yeah,
is that a thing?
Sure, that's
the cable box just record now. So I'm old. I still what was that? When you first could start recording screens back in the day, I can't remember what the name of it was.
He had the little thing.
Yeah.
God,
I can't think what it is now. Yeah. I still call it that. TiVoing.
TiVo.
Yeah, I still call it TiVoing every once in a while. I got to go home and TiVo a game.
Yeah, not Tim Tebow it, but TiVo a game.
Wow. No, okay. You know, you snappy this morning, just snappy.
Well, you know who else was snappy? The Kansas City Chiefs, as they defeated the Buffalo Bills 26-17 on Monday. So, you know, let's see. It was kind of mundane. Patrick Mahomes made history. Hilaire is a super running back rookie. Travis Kelce did Travis Kelce things. I mean, it was kind of meh.
Well, you know what the issue was with this game was that you had the Bills playing 8 men in pass coverage nearly the entire game. Nearly the entire game. I mean, you had the linebackers playing 6, 7, 8 yards off the ball from the beginning. It was like it looked like 707 pass scale. That's what it looked like. And it's like, okay, so you're only going to have 3 defenders in the box, and I got 5 guys to block 3 defenders. We're going to run the football all day long. And that's what they ended up doing. They just ran the football. This is what I like about an Andy Reid-based football team, and that's what I like about a Patrick Mahomes. Instead of trying to force the ball down into this double coverage, they just handed the ball off to and made him look like one of the most fabulous rookies of all time because he was running against a 5-on-3 scale up front, 5-on-4 basically. So he was getting 2 guys at the point of attack where they were getting doubled. And this guy, I think he ran for 161 or 180 some yards. I mean, some ridiculous amount of yards. What are they gonna do about Le'Veon Bell? Are they gonna sit the rookie down, or what's gonna happen?
No, I mean Le'Veon Bell, the same thing they're doing with the rest of the stable of running backs. If you've got a performance like this where you've got Hilaire who's averaging 6 yards per carry, it's nothing that you can. Le'Veon Bell might be a slot receiver. You don't. He might be a backup tight end. You don't know at this point, but I don't think you have to worry about it. The one thing you do have to worry about is your homie, my homie, Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Jay, can I give you a quick stat? A really quick one.
You give me a few quick stats. I'm stat free this morning. I need some stats.
Okay, so do you know that Patrick Mahomes has become the youngest quarterback, in the history of the game? Not just the history of the weekend, the youngest to have 90 career touchdown passes.
Wow.
90 career touchdown passes.
This guy's amazing, man. I mean, you know, even he looked, and last night he didn't even look great, and he still played good.
Right. Now, get this. He was 21 for 26, right? That's his norm. For 225 yards and 2 scores. But he had a QBR. Okay, you ready?
Go ahead.
QBR of 80.8.
Wow.
I don't even know what more you can say. And those of you who don't know what a QBR is, it's a quarterback rating. And it's made on a lot of weird math, but it's, passes with completions, with touchdowns, all that's kind of factored in. And when you get a QBR rating above 75, you're doing something great. But when you're in that 80, 90 range, you're amazing.
You know what's amazing about this? he has a QB nah rating too. A QB nah that he's not playing for the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry, I had to throw in that hate every once in a while.
You're gonna have to let it go, bro.
I can't.
You're gonna have to let it
Did
go.
you see that pass? Did you see that third quarter pass? Did you see that? Did you see Foles chuck that thing up there?
You just want me to have nightmares. You want to keep doing it.
Like a 7-year-old in one of those little bitty games when he's getting chased by that big 9-year-old. Did you see that video I sent you?
About my goodness. Boy. You know what? Maybe there are some I'm going to say it. And maybe it's not good. I don't know how the PC say this, but it was brought up early on the Fox broadcast that maybe there's some kids who should have like special helmets or designations that they can't carry the ball or run the ball. But there should be some designations for kids who are hard hitters. They should get the hard hitter award. Anytime you deplete a child, if Pop Warner football, I don't know if you should be.
And if any of you guys don't know what we're talking about, you could go Google it. It's on. It's all over the place. But I think it's 7-year-old gets decapitated, whatever. Just Google it.
Just decapitated. You don't even care. It's just like, well, decapitated.
This kid's coming around the corner, man. Look like he's going to score, and somebody shot some 7-year-old out of a missile, and he form tackles this kid like you have never seen. I mean, off the frame. He just takes him off the frame.
He hit him with the force of Conan. It was bad. It was barbaric.
And it's exactly the way you want your kids, your high schoolers to tackle. Ran right through him like he wasn't even there. And he wasn't even there because he eviscerated him. And yes, that's the word I use early in the morning because I'm awake. Eviscerate.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So yeah, that's how our quarterback. He thought that kid was chasing him. Can you imagine Nick Foles has that same little kid that 7-year-old that blew up that other kid chasing him down like, oh no, he's just running through the ball.
Evisceration. You know what? I think on Mike's and Men, we need to really talk about that video. We need to let the people know how bad it can get out there in that Pop Warner game, baby, because it's real on the field.
And if you guys don't know, man, Mike's and Men is going to be our new reaction channel that we got coming up. We're going to do some sports and some other stuff and just some ridiculous stuff, especially some of this people are amazing videos. Like, people are hanging off to cliffs by their toenails and stuff that gives me the willies if I think about it. You know what I'm saying? That I would never do. I don't know why they out there doing it. Don't understand, but we're going to be talking about it. So Mike's and Men will be coming up later on this week, guys. We'll get it started. But getting back to the original, because I take us all off of these different tangents. Getting back to the original thing here.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Your homie, my homie, Patrick Mahomes.
Now, here's the question now. Are they starting to look, they haven't been looking great. I mean, they've been playing well, but they haven't been gangbusters like they were last year. Is this something looking like, do they look beatable now? Is it a possibility that this could be the start of people starting to figure out how to defend Patrick Mahomes? Because you saw the team yesterday try to take away the run, and they stayed close. They took away the pass, and they stayed relatively close. They didn't get blew out. And so you wonder, is that the thing? Hey, we'll give you 160 yards on the ground if we can stay within a touchdown or 10 points of you, and have a chance to win this ball game, even though they didn't have a chance to win the ball game. But say the Bills were a better offensive ball club. Is this a way? Give them the run, because they're running the ball. It's also burning up clock. And on our side, we're going to throw the ball. And let's see, is that a way to beat the Chiefs? Because it's possible. If you let Mahomes sit back there and chuck this thing 45 times, it's going to be a problem.
Well, the only way that I see there's an inroad to beating Kansas City at this point is not on their skill part, it's on their line. And they had a second lineman to go down. 2 linemen in consecutive weeks. That could be a problem. But you also saw a Kansas City team that looked like they were coasting through. They were doing just enough to get by, just to get by, just to get by. That's what they did. They just did enough to say, hey, let's get out of here. It's Monday afternoon. I need to be at home. I need to be at the session somewhere. I need my foot massaged. I need therapy, and I should not be playing right now. And I think that's what they did, because once you took away one thing, you still had to deal with something else. You might have taken away the receiving, but you still had to deal with the running. And I say this, I'm going to make a bold statement. I'm going to make a really bold statement, Jay.
Uh-oh.
I think their receiving core is more locked in, more focused when Sammy Watkins isn't there.
I ain't really looked at that. I ain't really looked at it. Why do you say that?
Well, you got a McCall Hardeman. You've got other weapons. You've got Kelsey there. You've got already everything you need. But those guys really get locked in without Sammy, because Sammy can come in and take some space, and he takes a little reception here, a little reception there. But when you focus that thing in and you really get it back to where it's supposed to be, they are a machine. You know what? They are, and I'm going to do it. I don't like using basketball, football analogies, but they are almost the Golden State Warriors of football.
Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
Well, Patrick Mahomes kind of looks like.
So the lightly melanated people. Now you're just going to group them all together. That's what it is.
I'm just going to put them all together in one thing.
Is that the plan right now? We're just going to put them all together.
It sounded good at the moment.
That sounds like a lot of light skin hate. That's what that sounds like.
Well, it could be. It could be. But all right, it might be hate. But
you just mad you ain't pretty Ricky.
Well, we've got our pretty Ricky, and I'm gonna
shout out to Pretty Ricky too. We haven't seen our co-host in a while. No, we do not have him tied up in the basement.
Yes, yes. There has been a question. I'm reading now. Do you have Rich Sizzle in a Calabusi?
No, he's not in the Calabusi. He's just been tied up on our schedules, and we're trying to get him free right now. That little kid from that football video is chasing him around. As soon as we get that kid back on the Pee Wee football field, we can have Rich Sizzle back up in here, because Rich Sizzle's running for his life right now.
Yeah, Rich Sizzle is out there doing the thing. He is essential working and putting in that work.
Yeah. Shout out to all the first responders out there. Rich is out there making a difference in the world right now. Me and G Sizzle are sitting back, thinking about a honey bun. I said about a honey bun, not honey buns.
Oh, I was sitting here thinking like,
no, we're not going back to the 1990s when we used to have a pocket full of dollars. No.
Oh. Well, at the one point in my life, I could make it rain. Now I just make it drizzle.
Oh, dude, it's a hailstorm. It's a hailstorm. It's like the pennies from heaven, and I'm picking them up.
Yes, I thought about it. I just didn't say it, but I thought about it.
You ever want to see a fight, man? You ever want to see a fight? You ever see those guys throwing that money around and other guys trying to pick it up off the floor? Way back in the day, I've seen some scuffles.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, you have. You've seen some scuffles. But wait a minute, let's get this back on track.
Oh, sorry.
Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce. Unstoppable. Then you got McCall Hardeman. You've got whoever else is there. And by the way, happy Le'Veon Bell to you too.
Oh, you know what? I mean, the rich just got richer. Here's the thing with Le'Veon Bell, which is really weird. I think I'm the only one that thinks this. I think the Steelers really retooled their offense to make Le'Veon Bell a star.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think if you don't retool, and I'm saying your offensive line, if you don't retool your offensive line for the way that Le'Veon Bell runs, I think you're not going to get the production that you're hoping to have. I think that's what you saw in this last stint. was that Le'Veon Bell is not a hit it in the hole type of guy. He's just not that type of guy. He's not that guy who's going to put his shoulders down. He's not the rookie running back they have right now who will actually put his shoulders down and blast through the hole. Le'Veon Bell is not that guy. He literally gets behind the offensive lineman and he stands there and he waits to see which way the offensive lineman is going to go, and he goes opposite. That's what he does. He just sits there. He does exactly when you're coaching football, and me and G SIZZLE have coached football back in the day. The thing you tell your running back not to do is to sit there and pity pat in the hole. You put your foot into the ground, find a crease, and hit it. You know, give me 2 yards going forward. I don't want you dancing in the hole. Le'Veon Bell does the absolute opposite of that. He sits there, he dances in the hole, waits for something to open up, that delay type action, and he runs through it. I think because other teams will not block this type of way for Le'Veon Bell, that this is going to be a problem. And like you said, now that I come to think about it, you might see Le'Veon Bell in the slot. You might see him because he's a really good pass catcher out of the backfield. He can't catch the football. So, you know, can you put Hilaire and Le'Veon Bell out on the field at the same time?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You know, can you put him out there? Because now, like you said, we got Watkins out. You got Tyreek Hill still going to do what he's going to do. So you got to find a way to keep the young fella on the field and give Le'Veon Bell touches. Because if you don't get Le'Veon Bell touches, he's going to go into funk. And then after a while, now you've paid all this money for a guy who's going to cause you problems in your locker room.
And you've also got Shady McCoy back there. I mean, you've got some things.
I forgot about Shady. You're absolutely right.
I mean, you've got the rich have gotten richer with what they do, but it would be really good crossing routes. He could be in that slot. You can flex him out. It's a lot of little things you can do. I think when you need offensive firepower, Kansas City will be able to give you some firepower. But let me speak to that real quick. Since we talked about his running style, he likes the zone blocking. He likes for his lineman to get in the zone, clear a path for him, and then he cuts and finds a hole and then goes through it. Let me explain this to you, beloved fans. That wouldn't in no way, shape, form, or fashion ever worked with the Chicago Bears.
Oh, no. Oh, absolutely not.
Never. Would have not the running scheme, nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing.
We just lucky we got any movement up front whatsoever. Look, you on running plays, we'll have linemen going backwards. On some plays. And I'm just saying, I don't know. I do not know if it is, and we'll talk about the beloved for 10 seconds right here.
Okay.
Is it how you are coaching your offensive line? You know, because, you know, I'm wondering if these guys are catching guys and they're taught to catch them and just stay connected to them, basically. And if I'm in your body, if I'm into your body as an offensive lineman, you can't disengage me to get off to the tackle, then I essentially have you blocked. So I'm wondering if they're just trying to stay engaged and just, you know, keep their feet wide, stay engaged, and let the running back find a hole because the defensive lineman is engaged instead of coming off the ball and rooting them up out of there. Because all these guys you got to remember, every offensive lineman that's on the Chicago Bears was probably all everything in their high school, probably all everything in their college or in their division or in their conference or whatever. They were all conference or all whatever. These guys, including, I know we talk about Leno bad. Hopefully get him on the show one day. He probably gonna chase me down and tackle me. But but all these guys are great athletes. All these guys were the best on their teams. All these guys were fantastic athletes. You can't tell me these guys can't come off the ball and get good pad level and come off the ball and knock these people off the ball. You can't tell me they can't do it. So the reason why it's not happening, you got to wonder, is Juan Castillo teaching these guys to catch these guys, basically? Because this is, to me, this is a coaching problem. Not so much if these guys are terrible problem, because if they were terrible, they would not be in the NFL. One thing people have to realize and understand, these guys are the best athletes out there in the world to play this position, because the NFL looks everywhere for players. If these guys are starting on your offensive line, they're some of the best athletes in the world. For the mere fact that these guys are having this type of problem across the board. What's the last All-Pro we had for the Chicago Bears, except for when they jacked up Long?
That was it, Long.
I mean, really,
Howie Long's kid.
Yeah, we haven't really. If I'm missing one, let us know, guys. But what I'm saying is that it can't be that these guys are this poor of an athlete and they just can't block in the NFL. I just can't believe that. I believe it's got to be something to do with this coaching staff, that you're not teaching these guys and you have them blocking in a certain way that's not letting them come off the ball and letting them eat. I think that's what the real problem is right now. So I don't want to look at Juan Castillo. I think we should pour some of his blame, put his name out there and go, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Because if this is the case, then there's plenty of guys out there on the waiver wires. There's plenty of guys you can bring in. There's all types of guys that came in to the combine that can block, that are not on teams right now. Mm-hmm. And if these guys are this bad, let's pull somebody else in and let's see what we can do. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of guys who are playing up in Canada that want to come down and play. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me you can't find some guys who can play offensive tackle in out here in the league somewhere. You just can't tell me you can't find one. So the issue is, I think a lot of it has to do with how the blocking schemes are being set up and how they're being taught to block. My 2 cents in on this, but I know we're not talking about the beloved, but I love the beloved. I have my beloved shirt on up underneath my SIZZLE shirt too. I'm like Michael Jordan. I put my North Carolina shorts on, the same shorts under every basketball game. That's what I do. My beloved.
I always wondered, did he wash those shorts first?
I don't know. You know what? When I used to take karate way back in the day. I used to do a little Karate Kid way back in the day for some years. I used to be able to, wax on, wax off. But when you're a kid, like you're 9, 10, 11 years old, sometimes your gi doesn't come home all the time. And, and I was at karate school enough where I actually had a locker. You know what I'm saying? I was there 4 days out of the week. So,
okay.
I had a locker at my karate school, and after a while, I think that gi was in there. Probably about 3 solid weeks. I think I pulled that gi out, but just kept putting it back on and going out there. And it's bad when the sensei tells you, "You take this home and wash."
Wash on, wash off.
Yeah.
Wash on. No, you take off, wash.
Because I had the Funkalicious going on right there.
But isn't that a great defense?
You know what? Offensive. You know what? It was. Nobody got next to me. So anyway, what were we talking about?
Children. And one of the tips for the day from the SIZZLE is when you are in a fight, always be offensive.
Wow, man, you're just these early morning recordings are, it's gonna be fantastic now.
Yeah, because the late night ones are ridiculous.
It gets silly. About 25 minutes in, it just gets stupid.
Yeah. It gets real. It gets ridiculously silly. And if you haven't listened to some of those recordings, first of all, shame on you.
Yeah,
because you are missing gold. When I say gold, it is audio gold. It's nothing better. I don't think there's anything better than listening to the SIZZLE after dark.
Yeah.
The SIZZLE uncut, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And it's uncut on every show. No, we can't help ourselves. It's like, have a microphone, let's talk about it.
Let's do it. So you know what, Jay? It's come to that time where we got to give the people something hot. We got to give them something to talk about. We got to give them something that makes you go,
wow, bro.
So look, Jay, leave the people with something sizzling.
You know what? Here's something real sizzling that we didn't get a chance to touch on at all. Vasily Lomachenko lost yesterday.
Really?
Boxing-wise, the pound for pound greatest fighter of this era lost all 3 of his belts yesterday to a young kid out of Brooklyn, 23-year-old Teofimo Lopez, and he gave away too many rounds in the beginning.
Really? Okay.
Gave away too many rounds, and then tried to come back, and it looked in the 12th round. Lomachenko won the 11th. It looked like in the 12th round that he was going to have this kid on the ropes, and this kid reached back like Rocky and cut me, Mick. And he came out and started fighting in that 12th round. And he backed Lomachenko up. And he won a unanimous decision.
It was a unanimous decision
over the I thought a guy, they call him the Matrix. Mm-hmm. This guy moves. You think he's there and he moves and you don't see him and your punch is still going in that general direction, and he did hit you upside the head 4 or 5 different times. Lopez won it. I think he's the IBO, WBO, somebody else's old Cheerios, world champion. There's too many. Why do we got 75 different divisions in boxing? I don't understand why that is.
We're going to have to do a show about that.
I don't know why
ridiculous.
That is.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's Tom and foolery.
But he unified the 4 major belts. He unified the 4 major belts. You can see this guy. Actually, the belts, he got them on, and he looked like somebody who had just got down out of the ice box at that jewelry store down there. Where's that, in Atlanta? Or somebody just got big chips. Somehow they just ran into a couple of $100,000 and they went to go spend all the money down there at the ice box, and they just dripping in gold. That's what he looked like. So it's pretty amazing. So that's my take for the day on that. Vasily Lomachenko loses, and we got to give it off to Mr. Lopez, 23 years old, 16 professional fight.
16?
16 professional fight.
Congratulations, sir. Yeah, you have done the thing. You've gone in and put the slap down on him. And you know what? Those were the particulars.
Wow. I'm gonna make your mind today. You're nimble. You're the Le'Veon Bell of radio right now.
So you're saying I have a bad haircut?
Okay? I know we're about to get off. I know we got to go. And can we take 2 minutes on?
Yes.
Okay. What's up with these hairdos? Why is it necessary? Why is it necessary?
Don't do it, because then you're gonna lead me back to Cam Newton, and then it's just
why?
Gonna be
What is that thing? It looks like an alien hanging off the side of his head. Why?
It looks like a 3-pronged handlebar.
What is? Look, okay, all right.
It's bad. You remember when your mother used to tell you to get up, brush, and comb your hair when you get up in the morning, and you just didn't, and that's if you don't, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to look like Cam Newton.
Right, and the issue is either they're looking like Cam, or they call it locks. Is that what they put in their hair right now? They braid in the braids. Is that what it's called?
And you can't even. That's not even braided. It's just like tufts of hair that's just stuck there. It's like you forgot to cut it ever.
So it's like do they attach hair to that, right? Like man weave. Basically, it's man weave. Basically, that's what it is. You got weave in your hair, And so it's just like
secrets, some of these guys out here. You're like, oh my god, he's got such beautiful braids. It's just
that's
weave.
That's weave and glue. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just amazed with these hairdos. I'm just amazed. And then guess what? Somebody actually is going to cut their hair down low, and they're going to be like, "Oh, wow! Look at that. He got a low haircut." Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this before we get ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe if Cam cut some of that hair off, he'll be able to be more svelte and move better and throw for more than 200 yards in a game.
I know. Yeah, because he ain't done that in 3 games. Hey, so what size helmet they got to wear to put all that hair up underneath there? And how? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of hair. And actually, here's the other side about that. With that hair on top of your head, that's about 7 or 8 extra pounds of hair on your head.
Right. So I'm telling you, it would make Cam more nimble if he had less hair.
Because I had the super big helmet because I got the super big head. And so you got these little bitty guys running around with these big lineman helmets on because looking like a 7-year-old. You know how the little 7-year-olds run around like a bobblehead? Speaking of the 7-year-olds,
helmets.
I know. Can we sign that kid to hit that kid?
Yes.
Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Yes. When did what's his name? When did Kyle Fuller become the assassin?
Look, man, we got, you know what? We're going to pick that up on the next show. We're going to talk about Kyle Fuller, the ninja player that obviously the referees don't like.
Yeah, because he's been getting some flags,
Dude,
and they ain't been flaggable.
I heard that mess Jonathan Vilma said, and I'm gonna say it, Jonathan Vilma.
Yeah.
Well, you saw it, he hit him in the head. No, Jonathan, when the tape slowed down, you saw he didn't come anywhere near his head.
Right.
He hit him so hard that his head jerked back. That's
right.
how ridiculous. One of the greatest corners of Bears history.
And I didn't know this guy is physical. I'm surprised. I didn't know Kyle Fuller was going to be putting, as you call it, the foo-fops on people like this. But he has been whacking people on regular basis.
Did you see what he did to Bridgewater? Open field tackle?
Yeah. So, hey, kudos to him. We probably got two of the better. I mean, we know Mr. Johnson on the other side is not going to tackle anybody, but he can cover, though. He can cover.
He's a great cover.
He can cover. So, right now, man.
Corner. Yeah. So
right now, our corners are looking good, man. Our corners are looking good. So
corners are looking great. So before we get out of here, let's say if you're not following us, please go and find us on any social media platform you are. I'm just gonna say it that way. Just do it. It's free.
We on there. What? Okay, this is what I don't understand. Y'all hear this, right? Yeah. It's a good time, right? We having a good time. Y'all need to hit the subscribe button. Y'all need to hit the like button. And you need to tell your other compakis, that's how we used to say friends back in the 1970s, your other compakis that we out here. And we waiting for y'all to hit the subscribe button. That's what's got to happen.
Yeah, we gave you two sizzle words. Words. You know the particulars, and now you know the particulars to give to your compakis.
It's a little early for that G-Sizzle.
Yeah, okay, well, tell you what. All right. I'm going to tell you for my compaki, for him, J Sizzle, I'm G Sizzle. We're getting ready to get out of here. And let me tell you, we are the Sizzle, the talk of the 219, the hottest sports talk, hottest talk ever in the world. Ever. We'll see you on the other side.
Did you know that you can listen to Iron Skillet Radio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor? It's easy. Look for Iron Skillet Sports or #Skillet_sports for our latest episodes. We are Iron Skillet Sports. Thank you for listening to The Sizzle, the hottest sports talk in the 219, here on Iron Skillet Television and Iron Skillet Radio.